kind of guys, and they've done different things. Now, I know Coach Canada has been established in his offensive system for a long time, so it's a little bit tricky. I'm not sure what they're going to do. We need to be ready for everything they've done, and you know, they've had some really fantastic output offensively at times. So, big challenge.
Would you agree that your linebackers have played much better the last couple weeks, especially last week? And if so, what's brought that on?
Well, I'm maybe in the minority. I think the linebackers have had a steady progress this year. The last 2 games before this one, we didn't tackle well at the position, which was not what it was like the rest of the season. I thought we tackled, I don't think. We had 20, you know, all season we had single digits, and then Purdue we had 20 missed tackles, and then Nebraska we had 15, which is, you know, just couldn't explain it. And then Michigan State we had 3. So, you know, that's where we belong, in the single digits, and it's amazing when we do that, when we tackle well, how things go better.
Is part of the explanation just like slippery dudes you're trying to tackle? How much is it? Do you feel like that no matter the opposition you're facing, your tackling fundamentals should stay the same, or sometimes do you acknowledge some teams have guys who are hard to tackle?
Well, I acknowledge guys have. There's no doubt I acknowledge that. But, yeah, I think sometimes it's, you know, Michigan State has good players too. It's just, I think sometimes, what the heck?
I thought it was Urban.
No, love you too, baby.
Slippery players.
Slippery players. Yeah. Used to get my ear grabbed, but it definitely has a factor on who you're tackling. There's no doubt. I just think that we kind of bear down on it a little bit as a unit, and we need to do that again this week. This week they're going to put us in positions where we have to make tackles in space, and that's the challenge. You know, they do an incredible amount of trading, shifting, motioning, and then they hand the ball to speed sweep guys that are going laterally. So there's going to be times when we're in open space and we're going to have to make one-on-one tackles.
How much of a difference has Brendan White made?
Excuse me?
How much of a difference has Brendan White made?
You know, Brendan's played really well. He is a good example of working really hard and improving and being prepared when you get a chance. And when he got his chance, he cashed in on it, and then he did well again last week. So we're very encouraged there. I think he's got a bright future.
Is it coincidence him stepping up, and then the defense seems to have been tightening the last week and a half? Is that just coincidence?
No, I think certainly has something to do with it.
Yeah.
That's been, you know, we've had some breakdowns in the secondary, in the tackling area. Brendan came in and I thought tackled well, coming out of the middle of the field and coming out of the quarter. So he did it in both instances. And I think Sean Wade as well is getting better each week. So took longer than we would have liked, but I think it's starting to click.
Well, what do you see from Malik Harrison just basically compared to like 5 or 6 weeks ago? Where have you seen him just truly improve? Maybe in football awareness? What's going on?
Well, you know, I thought Malik did some really good things weeks ago. I mean, you go back to that Penn State game, he's shadowing, you know, the quarterback on 3rd downs and made some big plays. I think sometimes what happens is when plays are made, they're attributed to certain individuals, and it's not always the case. But I'm not going to get in here and say, "Oh no, it wasn't him. It was him, or it was me." You know, we're a unit. We work together. That's the way we roll. So I think sometimes it's mistaken.
Greg, there was more off the field stuff today that Urban had to take time to deal with. Does that stuff manifest itself in this building? If so, how?
Well, you can't let it. I mean, we have a responsibility to the university and to our players. So, no, we're in game plan mode Monday and Tuesday, and get everything ready for practice, and that's exactly what we did.
How do you keep it from being a distraction?
You don't have a choice.
Game prep.
Yeah, you can't. You don't have a choice, because one thing I learned a long time ago in coaching is Saturday's going to come. So whatever time kickoff, this week it's noon. Noon's coming. Whether you're ready or not, nobody cares. So you have to be ready. Otherwise, you let a lot of people down. So you just, and it's not just in things like that. It's everything. You know, it has to be something really, you know, extreme to break. And I know some people think that's crazy, but It has to be something extreme to break you out of your routine, because it takes the formula that we've set up, it takes all that time to get ready for a game. And if you cheat it in any one area, it's going to come back and bite you. So
you know what happened to you last year, though, with the Tennessee thing? One of these days we're going to get to talk to you about it. But, I mean, are you, as a coach, are you...
Slide that in
there. Yeah. Are you, I don't know, stunned is not the right word, but, I mean, when stuff like this kind of gets a life of its own, I mean, it's a different world now, isn't it?
Two things. One, it is a different world. And two, the way that we can stay focused is I don't get into that world. And I'm sure if I picked up the phone and started looking at it, I'd want to read and see what the heck's craziness is being. But we don't. Again, it's the best defense is just don't get involved. Stay out of it, because 12 o'clock's coming, and I have a responsibility, and our staff has a responsibility to get these kids ready. They put so much work into it. We talk to them every week. Everything you do all off season long, you're only guaranteed 12 opportunities, and that's if you stay healthy. So that's a lot of work for 12 3.5-hour
But there's a difference between somebody criticizing your play calling on defense and impugning your character as a coach or your character as a program.
There is, but it's Saturday at noon. Nobody cares about that. All they care about is, do we do our job and do we win the game? So you can get distracted, but then get ready. You're going to get it a week from now.
How does Irvin stay focused? What do you see in him?
Well, I think it's the same. He's a disciplined guy who knows what's at stake, and he knows that players, the university, the state, everybody's counting on us. So you can't let that happen.